Hello, and welcome back to Affirmed. This is a bonus episode, and on this episode, I'm going to talk about my recent experience at a wedding for the first time as the new me, as Valerie, wearing a dress, being sober, lots of new firsts at this wedding. And I'm also trialing out a new podcasting software, which, as you can probably see, includes video. So, well, right. Yeah, so I'm going to see how this goes with the video instead of just audio. I thought it would be a good way for me to show off different outfits that I like wearing that make me feel really good, give me euphoria, those kind of things. And since today I am talking about the wedding I recently went to, I thought I would show off the dress that I wore. So, wouldn't normally wear this day to day, but I am wearing the dress. So this is the first dress that I've worn to a wedding. And yeah, the first time that I have been to a wedding as myself. And also the first time I've been sober, which I haven't really talked too much about. Um, I stopped drinking last Christmas. So that was December 25th of 2024. Um, and just because it was something that I just didn't like doing anymore. I don't like the way it made me feel as I get older. Hangovers are harder and harder to deal with. And once I got drinking, sometimes it was, I just drink a little bit too much. And I'm a very open, talkative person as it is. And so when I get that drunk, I just keep talking. And so I decided that maybe that's not the best idea. I get basically what I call like a social high just from being around people and being in certain events and experiences and whatnot. And so I don't really need the alcohol in my life, and I've taken some inspiration from some sober women in my life who are incredible people, going through very tough struggles and just thriving right now. And so I've taken inspiration from them and decided to be sober because I don't really need the alcohol. So, weddings were the one place where I would drink a lot, and the next day would not be friendly, and even the day after that. And sometimes, yeah, I'd say and do stupid things. So, glad that I've kind of stopped that. And this wedding, being sober was a lot of fun. I didn't need to be drinking. I didn't need to be tipsy or whatever to get up and start dancing. And that was super cool. In the past, I used to have to, be several drinks in to get that confidence, that liquid courage, as they call it, before I would get up and dance. And now I was able just to get up and be myself and dance. And it was actually, the whole wedding was really affirming. It was a wonderful wedding, wonderful ceremony. The bride and groom both looked fantastic. And it was in a hotel, and the hotel was beautiful. Um, and the reception was really, really good. Some really good speeches, and not a lot of dancing, but there was some. And yeah, overall, I found it so affirming and so freeing to be there and be me. In the past, that was one of the few times where I did feel good about myself when I would get dressed up in a full suit. I always wore a three-piece suit, and ever since I found three-piece suits, that was like the only time I ever felt good wearing anything. Other clothes never brought me joy. And even that, I don't know if it brought me joy, but I would look in the mirror and kind of feel good about myself. And that was like the only time that that ever happened. And this time, I was um, had all morning to myself in the hotel room, and so I just sat there, taking my time getting ready, did my hair, did my makeup. I felt really pretty and threw on this dress and just felt so good about myself. Couldn't stop looking in the mirror and taking selfies. And it's just such a change looking back to before when, yeah, I was feeling pretty good. If my high was up here wearing a suit, my high is way up here wearing the dress, being me, and seeing my face as it is now in the mirror, especially with my makeup done and all that. So that was really cool. And yeah, the MC DJ at some point, there was no one dancing in the beginning. He wanted to get some people up there, and so he said something like, "All right, let's go, ladies. Let's start this party. Get on the dance floor." And so a bunch of women jumped up and went up, and I was one of them, and it was really nice. It's of course men can dance, and there were men that got up and danced, whether by themselves or with other people. But these things, it's so often the women that are up there dancing most often throughout the night, and by themselves as a group. And yeah, it was just nice to be a part of that. I was always embarrassed to dance, felt like, oh, I don't know how to dance. I'm just going to look like an idiot. I'm going to look silly. And I was so wrapped in because of all the bullying that I had as a kid and all the trauma. I was so wrapped up with everything, worrying about what everyone would think, worrying about people are going to be looking at me thinking I look silly and all that and whatnot. And so yeah, it was freeing just to be up there, to dance, to just let go, to have fun. Um, there was a point as well. It was funny. So my wife was in the wedding party. It was a very small wedding party, but she was in the wedding party, and so she was up there with them. And then at the end of the ceremony, the bride and groom left, and then my wife started to walk out, and I got up from my seat and joined her, and then we walked out together. And so people saw us there together, but there was a bunch of people, of course, that didn't really know us at all from the other side of the family. And so at some point later in the night, um, somebody was standing there, I guess, admiring my Carlac tattoo from across the way, and they were talking to my wife and just said, "Oh, love your friend's um, Carlac tattoo." And my wife told me about that, and I kind of got a giggle out of that. It's like, "Oh yeah, friend, roommate," you know, um, kind of that typical lesbian way you get viewed. Um, and so that was definitely really, really affirming as well. Um, and yeah, it was great. It felt so good to be there and be me and not need to be drinking, not need to drink to dance. I could just get up, go have fun, and enjoy the night. And yeah, I was tired the next morning, but I wasn't hungover. I wasn't feeling like crap, regretting my choices, regretting my life. Like, I got to wake up hangover free and enjoy that. And so it was, it was good. Yeah, so that was the wedding. I posted some photos on my Instagram. I might make a post about it. Um, but outside of that, I've had some really cool things happen lately too, where I had a photo shoot with two friends. One's the photographer, and then the other friend is a dear friend who, her and I did a photo shoot back, I think in January of this year, and that's actually where I got the cover photo from that I've used for the podcast. And so yeah, we got to go and do a photo shoot, and it was um, m- not my first photo shoot post surgery, but my first non-boudoir shoot post surgery. And that's because my wife and I actually did a boudoir shoot a couple of weeks ago and did the full thing, the full boudoir shoot, and it was another incredible experience. And yeah, it's been wild the last few weeks getting to do all this and looking in the mirror and seeing me and feeling like me and being happy with me and who I am and seeing these beautiful photos that I absolutely love from this latest photo shoot. I'm still waiting on the boudoir ones, which I'm so excited about. But seeing all of this stuff and getting, especially during the boudoir shoot and wearing sexy things and posing in a way and just feeling good about my body. Like I never had that before. And now I'm just so happy with where I'm at and who I am, both as a person and, physically as well. And so it's been a pretty affirming few weeks. I will say there have been some struggles as well. This is something I haven't talked about, but I might do an episode on, is I do have BPD, which is borderline personality disorder. I don't have all of the traits of it, but I do meet enough for the official diagnosis. And so I've been working through that and just dealing with the struggle of, high intensity emotions, very high highs, very low lows, and trying to stay sort of in that middle ground. Or if I do have a high, then make sure that I don't crash out from that. But I am on the path to healing from that, healing from a lot of my trauma from childhood, which I'm sure I'll get into at some point. And yeah, it really feels like everything is just kind of coming together. My life before, I felt like I was sort of just existing and going through life as it was, as you're sort of supposed to. And now I feel like I'm actually living my life and enjoying my life. And I have friends that I love and they love me and such a strong community. And my wife and I have never been stronger. And I'm so thankful, grateful, and appreciative to her because she's just amazing, perfect. I couldn't do any of this without her. And then of course our beautiful little children, which I won't talk too much about on here, but I do love them more than anything. And I think this whole experience of learning to live my life has given me the ability to truly have that gratitude and the appreciation for what is in my life, and spend a lot more time with those people that I care about greatly. And yeah, it really does feel like all this is sort of coming together um, to a really beautiful point for me right now. And yeah, I'm super grateful to be able to share all this with you folks. I'm grateful for all of you listening in and now watching in, I guess. We'll see how this software goes and the video goes. I am grateful if you've heard the latest episode, episode 3, you'll know that Izzy was invited onto the show, and I hope you enjoy her being on the show as well. She will be back for lots more. Just trying to get scheduling of two busy people with busy lives and trying to get together to actually record can be a little bit tough, but she will be back, and I'm grateful for her and her support and having her on the show and pushing me to be keep the motivation up, and help me work through some things that I'm trying to figure out how to do and what to talk about, those kind of things. But I do have some really exciting things lined up for you folks. I've reached out to a bunch of folks and have some people that I want to bring on the show. This software will hopefully allow me to do that, with or without video. And yeah, just some really wonderful people I'm really excited to have on the show. And then yeah, also working still with that sponsor to figure out exactly what we're going to be doing together, but they are going to help me be able to give back to my local trans and gender non-conforming community, which I am also so grateful to be able to do that. So yeah, this was just meant to be a bonus episode, a little bit of a quick test of the software, and just a little chat about my dress and my first experience as Valerie at a wedding. So I do have a lot more content planned, even some episodes still just myself yapping into the microphone at you folks. Lots going on, but I hope you are all having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.